So we're here with Dan here. He has just completed his first month of boot camp, and it's kind of helpful to hear from somebody who just completed just 1 month, and to get an idea of what it's like to be on the other side of a month of boot camp, and what it's like to go through a little bit. So, how did you hear about boot camp?
Well, I knew you from church way back and different things, and I said, well, it's time to put some action into what I need to do, because my health and different things were stopping me from getting here. So when that started to clear up a little, then I could, and I need to concentrate. So I said, let's give it a shot.
Were you worried about anything coming into boot camp?
Oh yes, I was worried a lot about my back. So, if I was going to hurt it anymore, and I was also knew that I had trouble doing a lot of the exercises. I knew I would have a lot of trouble doing them, but after the first week or so, then that fear went away.
Now, tell me a little bit about that first week, because it is a tough time for as you're getting into a new program.
After the first week, I wanted to quit. I mean, it was like, I'm not my body's killing me. I mean, then I was disappointed because I wasn't doing the exercise the way the way it was supposed to be, and I quit after half of them, especially like with the sled. I'd lucky if I made it halfway down and halfway back, and then and I'm seeing people doing it 4, 5, 6 times. I'm like, not me. And now after the month, it's like it's not even an exercise anymore. I mean, challenge.
Very cool. So you're able to get through that hurdle, and you started to see some of the benefits.
Right. Definitely.
Started to get a little easier, a little more encouraged.
Oh yeah. And also the thing that you come to realize, I mean, sure, don't get me wrong, losing the weight is great, but feeling better about yourself and feeling better that you can achieve things, and it helps when you're aware of your surroundings and your circumstances, like when you go out to a restaurant or when you go here, and you got to weigh that. You got to look at the grams. You got to look at this, and what's going in your body that before you didn't think about, or I didn't. So I mean, to me, that was a great tool.
And you told me a little bit. That was kind of a cool result you had about your shoes there. Do you remember that? You told me just a couple days ago.
Oh yes, thank you. I was like,
what are you talking about?
Exactly. I thought, what are you talking about? I didn't grow anymore. No, my shoes. I could not bend down to. I have a sock changer that I use that helps me to put my socks on, and I've been able now to put my socks on without the aid, and that's in over 20 years, because when I had the spinal fusion, my limitations, they're still limited, but I'm able to use other muscles that I weren't able to through here, or through God, and I think and it just was really great.
I mean, it's like those little things.
That you take for granted. I mean, and like my doctor said, he said to me before he even did the surgery, he says, be prepared. He says, I'm not guaranteeing you may be in a wheelchair. And I said, oh no, we're going to beat this thing. I says, and if I didn't do anything, I would have been on a wheelchair. And the operation was successful. It was 14 hours, but through it, it was okay. And then, but after that, I was so limited because by him and saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, gee, if I'm limited at that, what's the sense? You got to push and push yourself in the right way. But after the years, then it was okay. I mean, obviously, in the beginning, but it's work. And I mean, I have goals now and set that I didn't have before, and you can achieve them. Even though you may not make your goal, maybe if I didn't make my 10 pounds the first month, I wouldn't have been upset. At least if I lost some, I was starting to achieve it. And that's what we need to do. But it's life-changing. It's not just 1 month or 1 week. It's a life-changing commitment that you're making to yourself for your health.
Very cool. Yeah, and you had some pretty cool results there. You set a goal and you made it. What was that goal you set?
I set 10 pounds, and my Jeremy looked at me and says, "Whoa, that's kind of steep, bro." I said, "Well, I think I can do it." He says, "Hey, let's go." And then when yesterday when Jeremy wasn't here, Bo weighed. I said, babe, you sure there's scales? You didn't fix the scales. And he says, no. It was right at 10 pounds yesterday. And then today it went. I lost another 4/10. And that's what I wanted. I wanted even weight when I started next month. And praise God, it was there, you know. And I was so excited, so pumped.
Very cool. Nice work. Nice job and great interview.
Thank you.
See you next month.
Next month? No.
Well, like over the weekend.
Yes.